Sup world, it's Virgo season, so let's go ahead and go in on the Virgos life path numbers. Let's start with the Virgos with life path 1. So life path 1 Virgo is going to be somebody that usually has a good routine when it comes to their personal life, and it's just simply their self-care. So these are people who like to form good habits when it comes to how they take care of themselves and also the things they do on a daily basis. They're also very competitive when it comes to their intellect. All right, so these are people that like to play smart games like trivia and things that allows them to compete with others in an intellectual way. They also like to analyze the physical and athletic natures of themselves and also others. So these are people that like to pay attention to how people look and also how they look themselves. They're also very calculated, have methodical actions in their personal life. So things they do on a daily basis is very calculated, and it shows with their methodical ways of how they do it. All right, and on a bad note, these people can be hypocrites or just straight up liars. All right, they do things that they would tell other people not to do. All right, that type of stuff. All right, so that's the good and the bad with the Virgos with a life path 1. Virgos with a life path 2. So a life path 2 Virgos going to be someone with a good routine when it comes to their home and domestic tasks. So things that need to be done at home like cooking and cleaning. These Virgos usually come up with the best methods to doing these things because they take pride into doing these things. They're also very practical with emotional advice. With them being very intellectual, smart people, most of their advice will be very practical and realistic because they lack emotion or just sensitivity on that side. But they do like to analyze sensitive issues and are very supportive because of this, because most of their advice or help is realistic and it's very practical. They can be very calculated with their material possessions and budgeting because these people like to feel secure and comfortable. They're not going to, they want to make good decisions with their money and their material possessions. On a bad note, they could be too passive, so they'll make a lot of bad decisions, a lot of soft decisions, and they lack the leadership accountability role. All right, so that's the bad side and also the good side with the Virgos with a life path 2. The Virgo with a life path 3. So life path 3 Virgo is going to be somebody with a good routine surrounding their activities and their creativity. All right, so things that these people like to do or things they like to create, they're always going to have a good routine around it, whether if they're an artist or they just like to go out and be active. They're going to have a good schedule with doing these things. They're also very practical with their friends and family. These are very social people, but they're socialized in a very practical way. They like to analyze things when it comes to people in their community or environment. So they're going to be getting a lot of information from the people around them, whether it's gossip or just like learning information. They're also very calculated with social concerns and the status quo. So these are the people that pay attention to trends, pay attention to who's popular or what's cool and what's not, and so they could fit into their lifestyle. On the bad side, it can be very insensitive, trash talkers, people that just joke too much and just make fun of people too much. So that's the bad side, and also the good side with the Virgos of a life path 3. Virgos with life path 4. So a life path 4 Virgo is going to be someone with a good routine surrounding their structure and organization. So it could bet if these people are well invested into something that's going to have good structure and organization. They're also very practical with rules and standards of life or standards of living. These are very law-abiding people, so they do like to follow rules and regulations very closely to make their lives easier and their practical nature. They also do like to analyze law to understand it better and also understand why they're following it. And same with the science fiction things. They do like take interest in unconventional things like that, so they try to understand why those things are the way they are. They're also very calculated people, especially when it comes with establishing order, because they do like to follow this order, so they like to come up with calculated ways to abide by these orders or to influence others to abide by these orders. On the negative side, they do lack social skills because of their intelligence. They could come off very nerdy or geeky in a way, but that is just simply the bad side about them, along with the many good things about these Virgos with a life path 4. Okay, Virgos with a life path 5. So a life path 5 Virgo is going to be somebody with a good routine when it comes to traveling and also with parties and events, okay? These are people that love to have fun. So in order to do so, things got to go accordingly, and they usually come up with the best methods or routine to make sure that they have a good time. All right. Now, they're also very practical with how they have a good time. Okay. They are very intellectual, realistic people as well. So a lot of times they make sure in order to have a good time, the necessary things that need to be done are done. They like to analyze their level of pleasure, fun, and enjoyment, as well as other people's, just to make sure that they're having a good time together. Okay, they'll feel some type of way if somebody's having more fun than the other person. Okay, and they're also very calculated with who they have fun with. Okay, they rather have fun with the right person than the wrong person. Okay, that matters a lot to them. On the bad side, they can be very pessimistic people or Debbie Downers, just because their intellect, they like to look at the realistic side of things, and sometimes that may lead them into not doing fun things. So that's the negative side about them, along with the many good things about a Virgo with a life path 5. Now, the life path 6 Virgo is going to be somebody that has good routines that bring peace, harmony, and beauty around them. Okay, so these are people that like to come up with the best habits or methods to constantly have peace, harmony, and nice things fall in their lap. They're also very practical with family issues and concerns. Okay, their family life is very important to them, so always trying to be realistic and find out solutions for their family problems. They like to analyze material and high class things, all right, and people as well. Okay, so these are people that like to analyze other people's possessions and compare with theirs and things of that nature. They're also very calculated with purchases and how they attract things. Okay, so these are people that are smart with budgeting and very calculated with the type of things they purchase. Even if it may be nice things, they may be getting it just to be the only one getting it. Things of that nature, all right? On the negative side, they can be shallow and stuck up and very bougie, okay? So that's the bad side about them, and that is it with the Virgos of life path 6. Virgos of life path 7. So these Virgos usually have a good routine when it comes to learning and their spiritual nature. So you catch these Virgos somewhere studying, like a library, or somewhere getting their worship on, like in a church, all right? They're also very practical with their beliefs and moral systems, right? A lot of their beliefs and morals is based on their intelligence and things they have learned and found out. They also like to analyze dreams, their ambitions, and philosophical ideas just to expand their knowledge or just to understand their life a little better. They're also very calculated with their goals, and they like to and calculated with the things they learn. So they like to pick and choose what they learn, and they like to pick the right goals depending on what they have learned and analyzed in their life, all right? On the negative side, it can be very clumsy, injury-prone people. They are not the best athletes, but they are one of the smartest people. That's the Virgo with a life path 7. The Virgos with a life path 8. Now, these are the Virgos with a good routine surrounding their work life and their daily tasks. These are extremely hardworking people, so you could catch them finding good habits and methods to work more efficient. They're also very practical with their work ethic. They like to use their intelligence to work smarter, not harder. That's key. They also like to analyze issues and concerns surrounding their wealth. Okay, these are people that like to work hard, so they like to analyze their jobs and how they're working to make sure that they're making their money the most efficient way possible. And also very calculated with work and their free time, so you can catch these people with good schedules or just straight up planning ahead. On the negative side, they do lack charisma because of their work ethic. They end up being no fun most of the times. Okay, so that's the bad side with the Virgos of life path 8. And the Virgos of life path 9. These are the Virgos with a good routine surrounding their ambitions and their skills. And they are very powerful people, so like to work hard towards their ambitions and work their skills to perfection. They're also very practical with their desires and habits. They're very intelligent, smart people, so they like to have realistic desires and also come up with the best habits to work towards those, whatever the desire. They also like to analyze short and long-term goals to find out the best ways to achieve these goals in a most efficient way possible, and also very calculated with taking trips and motivating others to do so, because they like to influence other people to do what they like to do. And on the bad end, they do have bad social skills that could come off as a smart ass, and that's the Virgo with a life path 9.